I'm gonna go grab something so that the phone don't, well, maybe I'll just let it go. And then if it started to die, maybe I can get this done before the phone starts to die. Welcome back. It's your girl Wisdom. Earlier today, I did a video where I was talking about this painting behind me. And it was so prophetic, because I remembered the events that led up to painting this painting. And not too long ago, when Sonia Massey was murdered, I rewatched that video when I first painted this picture. Well, because of what we saw earlier, I decided, I'm gonna go back and watch that video again so that I could be clear about the dates and times on this particular prophetic video. When I tell y'all, I went back to that video and my words were changed. I didn't talk about any of the things that I know I spoke about before. So I just want y'all to know Mandela effects. This is Mandela. We gonna get there. But Mandela effects are real and they are using AI to change our videos. I have about 1,000 videos and haven't watched them in years, okay? But I went back to watch the videos so that way, I just spoke about them, so I wanted to be able to go get them and prove to you guys the things that I was saying. I'm telling you, they were all changed. All the ones that were important changed. Let me show you how. So if you go back to my video, listen to the dates though, because God doesn't lie, okay? I believe it was 11/22 short. And in it, I'm pointing, got my camera pointing to the temperature in the room that is saying it's 69 degrees. And I'm telling people how the news said it was going to be 64 degrees. But when you go outside, it really feels 70. I'm telling y'all right now, that is all AI. That video I did not do. I know. But I'm letting you know somebody did this to hide what I'm trying to tell you. Listen, y'all been watching me. Y'all see how real I am. Would I really be going like and you see how not technical I am. Like I mess up. Like I really I don't have a technical detail oriented bone in my body, okay? There ain't no way in the world I'd be yelling and acting a fool the way I was acting the fool in that video over 6 degrees. Because you get what I'm saying? So for the news to say it was going to be 64, and I'm out here like, that's not true. It's 70. That ain't even my personality. You get what I'm saying? Like 5 little degrees wouldn't make me trip out. You get what I'm saying? I remember that video. It was like, and you get what I'm saying? In real life, the news had said it was something like 40, maybe 50 at the most. Okay. But outside, it felt like 70. So I'm just letting y'all know that video back there. If you know me for real and you watch my old videos, know this. They've changed some of my videos. Here's another example. There's a video I had back in 22, same time of year, about November, where the Jehovah Witnesses came down the street. Remember how I felt about the Jehovah Witness? They know a lot of stuff. Like I study the Bible regardless of my religion. You get what I'm saying? But I've said, okay, I'm excited. The Jehovah Witnesses are coming down the street. Finally, I can tell they come over bothering people. Finally, there's some people that I can tell. Oh, I got to tell y'all this story, that I could tell what's been happening to me. Because remember, on January 8th, I started telling the future all of a sudden. So I thought these people coming down the street, I was so excited that they were, hey, Big Logan and love you. But I was so excited they were coming down the street. So when they got down the street, I noticed they were doing a ritual. Let me tell you this. There was Two people going to the house, but a third was standing on the street. And it was right at the time when God said to me, I'm go back to watch my videos, but he said to me, don't let two people come to your house. You need a third, right? Because two will gang up on you and try to make you think you don't know what you're talking about. But if there's a third, that person will act with a clear mind and go, that makes sense. So I noticed Jehovah's Witnesses were doing this thing in front of our houses as they were coming down the street. I videotaped it. Go look. Well, when they came, I was so excited because I felt like, oh, finally, I've been trying to tell pastors what's happening to me. Nobody's listening. I know the Jehovah's Witnesses will listen. They left. They left. I begged them to stay. I know about the Jehovah Witness religion. And the reason why I'm not a Jehovah's Witness is because I believe that Christ is grace. He's forgiveness. And you can't be ostracizing people when you follow Christ. You get what I'm saying? And that's what they do in Jehovah's Witness, right? Hold on, let me calm down, y'all, because it's scary. This is scary and creepy. And if you've been following this channel, you know what I really said and what I really was going through back then. So I know the Jehovah's Witness religion, and I know that they will ostracize people and things as such, okay? So that means changing my sentence. And my cousin called me and said, I watched that video too. You said I begged them to stay. I begged. Look, I had like a whole bunch of viewers and it snatched it because I'm going to say it flat out. The Jehovah's Witness are the watchdog for something very nefarious. You think they come into your house to do right by you? No, no, no. They're doing a ritual in front of your house. And they're doing something very nefarious out there on them streets. It's like they're the watchdog, the tattletales of the devil. They really are. I'm just telling it like it is. It really is true. But in my video, I said I begged them to stay. I begged them to stay. And but the video, my mouth reads, I begged to stay. I ain't begged to stay with them. You get what I'm saying? So if you was a part of their religion or knew anything about their religion, you would think, oh, thank you. Thank you, Miley. You would think that I was ostracized by by the Jehovah's Witness church because I'm literally, it's not me. This is AI. They changed it, okay? But I'm literally on my porch screaming crazy. I begged to stay. I didn't say that. I said I begged them to stay. I begged them to stay. I did not beg to stay. Why would I beg to stay and I was at home? Go back and watch that video. If you want to see something really supernatural, that they really are changing our videos, that the Mandela effect, that the devil is real, go back and look. And if you know me, you know I ain't begged to stay not a doggone place. If you know me, I ain't begged to stay nowhere. And I was already home. You get what I'm saying? So y'all got to pay attention to that. I was already home. I even did the video before they were coming. Like, what? Yay, the Jubilees are coming. But then when that happened, it went crazy because then I saw something. So when that happened, let me tell y'all when that happened. My neighbor was there. There's always witnesses. I thank God, because the world could try to call your girl crazy, but my neighbor was there as a witness because I was yelling on the front porch. So after they left, me and my neighbor, the one that does hood weather, if you see one of my really old shorts, she always knows the weather. So I was like, what's hood weather? And she'd tell us. Her and I went and sat down. I was like, I cannot believe they just left. Why they lying saying they care about the people coming to the houses, but I'm sitting them telling them that I'm having prophetic visions that are coming true, documented on my YouTube channel. We are in times. What are we gonna do? You get what I'm saying? So I said that with her. Let me calm down. I said that with her and I sat down. And then as soon as I said, Oh, it's hard to say, but it happened in real life. Like, y'all go look for her. Y'all go back and look. Her name's Sam, but I don't want to give y'all no more information. But if you know, Sam know, the right people know that I'm telling the truth. Right at that moment, I said, I believe they're the watchdogs for Dracula. That's what I said. And as soon as I said that, like for something evil is what I said. Soon as I said that, y'all listen to me, all the birds in our city landed in our, we were neighbors, like side by side. There was like only that much. Go back and look at my old videos. You'll see how far apart the houses were. All the birds in South Euclid landed in our backyard at the exact same time, and then started going rah, 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 to where her and I went and ran in the house. So I just need y'all to know this. The stuff that's been happening to me is so documented and so real that even I'd be scared to come around me too. So I ain't seen Sammy in forever. You get what I'm saying? Because it was literally like that got too real. Like, oh, we both ran in the house. Like she ran in her house, I ran in my house. Right? It was literally all the birds came because I said what was really going on with this Jehovah Witness group. Okay, so I've said all that to say that they are obviously changing my videos and changing my words. There's a couple of other things where, like, there's one video where I'm blatantly cussing at the dog. Now, mind you, I do cuss. I do. I make a mistake and say cuss words all the time, but I make a mistake. You get what I'm saying? So it ain't even like I'm just walking around, but. Nah, I make a mistake. So there was this video where I'm literally just cussing at the dog. Y'all know how much I love my dogs. Y'all, don't get me wrong, I talk to them crazy because they my dogs and we friends like that. The way I was talking to that dog in that video, that ain't me. I don't do that. And anybody that knows me know I don't do that. If you really know me, you know I love my dogs. They run with me. I sleep with my dog. I'm the female DMX when it comes to my dogs. You get what I'm saying? And when it comes to respecting what God called me to do here, I try not to cuss. Like I'm a smoker. I'm working on quitting. Okay. Remember, I just came to God. I got here January 8th, 2019. Okay. But I'm trying my hardest to quit. You get what I'm saying? In that video where I'm cussing at the dog, I'm like, I promise I'll never smoke a cigarette on camera, but I done just cussed at you get what I'm saying? At everybody. That's not me. I try to respect what God has me do. You get what I'm saying? I'm not gonna, even though I'm a trip, I ain't perfect by no means, but I am called of God. But even though I'm not perfect, I'm not gonna give that to you. Right? And anybody that knows me, like Linda B, me and Linda B talk about cussing all the time, about how I change words to fudge, or like I try to find a really funny other word to say other than a cuss word. Okay. So going back and seeing that video, I'm like, that ain't me. That they changed that. That wasn't, that ain't how I roll. Okay. So yeah, there's quite a few videos on there. So I'm gonna say this: don't trust nobody's videos. Don't trust none of them. If you didn't see it in real time and talk with the person about it, even mine, right? Don't trust them. Real talk, because they're definitely changing people's videos. Okay, but when I went and watched this video, now listen to this, y'all gotta understand this. When Sonya Massey died, because I knew that I had a prophetic painting that prophesied the entire event, okay? I went back and watched that video back then. I think I even did a video around that time, so go back and look. But I told everybody how I was talking about something totally different. And the next thing you know, in the video, I'm basically saying there's a woman and the woman gonna get killed and all this stuff in the middle of the video. Ain't none of that going on there either. Like, it is all about Dracula. I don't talk about, like, I remember talking about, and the people that know me, love me, know I remember talking about how this had to be gold and like the dimensions of it. All that is not in that video no more. So that's deep. Something else I found out. This was literally the inspired thought of God. Y'all will see it developed. Well, I can't even say y'all will see it developed on camera, but if you go back and watch, you might see it developed on camera. But because they're changing my stuff, I can't say that anymore. But now someone has this copyrighted. Yeah, like right, type in Tishri or Shabbat or one of the months for the Hebrew calendar, and now this something like this shows up. And I went and looked. I'm like, where's this symbol coming from? That wasn't there. So I want y'all to know I didn't copy this either. This came from the inspired thought of God. So there, you see how they're playing pickup behind me to make sure they find a way to hide the things that God has been doing. They're literally picking up behind me in an effort to hide the things God has been doing. Y'all need to hear that. Remember how I found April 30th, 2026 was because when I researched it, I saw they did a lot to hide it. Okay, so just let that be an alarm for you, okay? But here's the good news. When I watched the video, because I wanted to be able to explain, wanted to go back in time and explain how God had me create this, okay? And so I was watching the video, trying to, remember. And praise God, even though they've changed the majority of the video, because they changed it, I remembered. It was literally like, don't you know how you watching a movie or singing a song and you know the next words are going to be this because you were there or something? The next words weren't that in my actual video. So that's what made me remember everything God had told me back then. Because it was literally like, oh, I'm going to say this next. And then I didn't. I went, no, I'm supposed to say that. You get what I'm saying? So that's how I remembered. But we're slowing down here. What you got to say, my love? I hope you're saying something beautiful. Hey, my love. I'm so glad you're here because this is so important. Because there's something nefarious going on. And I'm about to show proof of the dates and times that you know how the Bible says they changed the evil one thought enough to change the dates and times? Well, this is what this is. This prophetic thing that God gave me years ago that I did not know. We didn't know what was going to happen with Sonya Massey. I did this on 11/22/2022. Okay? We didn't know what was going to happen to Sonya Massey. But we did know back when I did it, this was the most obedient painting I've ever done. Okay, like God normally lets me just be creative or follow the lines in the painting, but this one wasn't that. He told me certain things had to be a certain way. Okay, so let me tell you the rules that he gave me when I first did this back in 2022. Okay, this had to be number one. This had to be number 7. It had to be. I couldn't do anything different, but this being 1 and this being 7. Hold on. I wish my room is so little, y'all. I should have did this out in the living room, but I'm about to tell y'all a story and y'all gonna see it. And y'all literally gonna fall down and worship God because he's real and he loves us. And you know how the Bible says anything hidden will be uncovered in the last days. I'm about to uncover when they changed the dates and times with a parable story. Like he gave me a story to tell you guys, okay? To fix what they did with the Mandela effect. This is technically a Mandela. Okay, that's what this technically is. Let's see. Don't do that, Naomi. Wisdom. I try not to say my name on camera, but that's okay. Y'all don't know how to spell it, so it's cool. So here we go. This had to be 1, and this had to be 7. Why? Because when he showed me that, he said he made the earth in 7 days. So there's a 7 day type of cycle. Like it was as if he was working, 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 working. But on this day was the day he came to see everybody. Like, hey, y'all, it's the Day of Atonement. You get what I'm saying? So let me get to the story. Because he said this is what really happened, okay? And it's going to explain this. Because in the other video, I didn't know how to explain it to you. But now through this story, I'll be able to explain it, okay? So remember these dates too. That's 7/24, 9/24. Wait, that's what I'm going to do. Just slow down. Stay with me, okay? In 1582, one of the popes, okay, decided to change the date, right? Now, forget why they tell you they did that. That's not true. I'm going to tell you the real story. So back then on 10/4, to get 10/4, good buddy, remember God is the word and he does not neglect one definition of one word, okay? So when like how 9/11 is now a named, like we know when I say 9/11, you know what, that's destruction, stuff that happened. Same thing with the number 10/4. That's the reason why your truckers say 10/4, good buddy. This is when they all were in agreement. That is Daniel chapter 9, verse 25 or 27, something like that. But it's definitely Daniel chapter 9, lower 20s, okay? So at that point, they all had an agreement to do this together, just like they tell you y'all love the book of Enoch. But just like in the book of Enoch, okay, Enoch has something to do with this. That's the Merkaba, the Mandela, all of that. Remember, Enoch is not a good dude. And I don't care if you don't like me because I'm telling y'all the truth that the people that follow idols won't tell y'all. Oh, let me calm down. Okay. So on 10/4, they made an agreement, right? That they would change the dates and times, all right? In 1582, they changed the date to 10/15, right? At that point, the villagers became angry. They were like ready to rise up and kill the king, and it was real, okay? But I want y'all to be logical with me. Let's say I'm a farmer now, right? So let's say we out in the fields. And then they come, maybe they ring a bell and say, today is this day. Now, do you really care? What would make you care if something was different, right? Like if I know that on this day, it's really supposed to be a full moon, but now they're telling, because I'm a farmer, right? I'm a farmer. So I'm going, okay, well, it's supposed to be a full moon, but y'all telling me it's this day, and that day is really a half moon, a crescent moon. That's when I go, oh, they changed something. Or if a full moon became a new moon, I'd be like, oh, they changed something. You get what I'm saying? So all these people revolted and was angry because they felt like they stole 11 days. Only way you would care or even believe that's true. Think about it. Y'all don't even believe I'm telling the truth. So if I came to you right now and say today's really January 1st, you'd be like, go on with that crap. But if I said today's January, no, here we go now with everything that's happening in the world. If I came to you and said, hey, today is really May 7th. You might be like, yeah, the weather done changed. Something going on. You get what I'm saying? But if something ain't changed, it wouldn't bother you, is what I'm trying to say. Okay. So at that point, I realized it bothered the people. Now, God had a rule. Don't change the days of the week. That was his rule. Right? So the day of the week, even if I don't care what the date was, because remember, God himself is the word. So these words matter. Okay. So he said, don't y'all okay to change the numbers, but the big thing that would throw the earth, the Sabbath, it'll throw everything off is if I don't know what's today's date. Today's date is I don't even know what's today's date. I think it's Wednesday. Is it? I don't know. But picture this: if today I told you it was the 6th. But the 6th is supposed to be a Wednesday, but I'm looking at you and telling you it's a Tuesday. You get what I'm saying? That's the big no-no that they did wrong, okay? Very important. Now stay with me and I'm going to explain this and read the story, okay? Now, God worked. I want y'all to know this. Hold on, let me push this back as far as I can. Oh my God, it's such a little room. All right. God worked 7 days, right? And then this 7th day was supposed to be the Sabbath. There's a Sabbath that God knows and told us to keep it, but we didn't keep it. Okay? So this day right here is supposed to be the Sabbath. Okay? Now, here's what I want you to picture. Because this is what happened to God. This was back when he was moving and mingling amongst us, when he was talking to us. You get what I'm saying? Back, y'all love Enoch, right? Remember those portals in the book of Enoch? Yeah, this was one of those times where God was like, hey guys, it's the Day of Atonement. Hi. Okay, so that's what God did. He came to earth and said, today is the 7th. It's the Day of the Atonement. And they said, so this is what it says. God came to the earth on the Day of Atonement, aka the 7th month, Tishri. Remember I told y'all when I first did this, I felt like it was a tesseract. It was something like that, like off that movie. But this is the month of Tishri, okay? The 7th month, aka Tishri. But the deceivers said, nope, it's really the 9th month. Kislev. So picture if you the kid, like you're God, and you come to earth, and now all your little sweetie pies, you know, they should know that this is the Sabbath. But some evil deity, some evil entity has now lied to them and told them that it was instead of Tishri, it was Kislev. Okay? So remember, Tishri is the Day of Atonement. That's the day we reckon the books. That's the day we say, all right. That's the day he wanted us to hold. You get what I'm saying? But when he got here and he came to us and he was like, hey, baby, today's the Day of Atonement. We about to, put the books together. And that baby went, no, it's not. It's not atonement. It's really the 9th. So God literally standing there like, no, I just told you it was Tishri, but you telling me no, it's Kislev. Now let's look at what happens between Tishri and Kislev. So picture if you're God and you're coming to do something. You ain't got time to play. You came here to do atonement, right? But they went. So listen to this. It said the deceiver said, nope, it's really the 9th month, Kislev, time for Hanukkah. Hanukkah. Wait, but God himself saying, hold up, no, this was supposed to be the new year. This was when I was supposed to judge and give atonement. This is when the earth spinning changed, that natural pop process I was telling y'all about, that he knows is coming, that I showed y'all in detail the science behind it. Like the science can't be denied. That's literally what's about to happen. The sun is about to change rotation, and that's why the alignment looks the way it does. Think if something changes direction, it looks like alignment. So anyways, so he's like, no, this is the time when you gotta be ready. Well, like, what do you mean? So then he looked at them and went, oh really? Okay, like it's like as if God said, "I'm gonna let this play out. Let me teach y'all that." Because remember, what was we supposed to be keeping? The Sabbath. They didn't keep the Sabbath. They called the Sabbath the Kislev, Hanukkah. They called the Sabbath Hanukkah when it wasn't. Okay, so he got to his kids and he was like, "Hey y'all, it's the 7th." And they was like, "No, it's not. It's the 9th. It's time for Hanukkah. Give us gifts." He went, oh, okay. So he did what he did, then he came back, right? So that's what you need to know. These lines represent God's dates. But these represent what we on the outside see and believe, the trends, okay? So here we go. Let's get to the 7th. So they told him, nope, it's the 9th. It's not the 7th, it's the 9th, okay? And then so God did what he had to do and he came back. So he came back on the 8th, right? Because that's the next month. It's the 8th month. He came back on the 8th month. So it says, then he came back on the 8th month and said, hey guys, due to judgment and your lies, because you lied. That ain't the real date. Y'all missed the Sabbath. People done died because the world done changed. Or like y'all messed this up, okay? So since y'all messed this up, it says, for your lies, the 8th month is the month of the great flood. Listen to that. Biblically, the 8th month, biblically, forget what they talking about. Biblically, the 8th month is when God flooded the earth. Now, mind you, picture if you got here and you went, oh, I see how y'all want to play me. Yeah, okay. Y'all want gifts? No, I'm giving y'all a flood. That's what happened. Okay. So he got back on the 8th month, right? And he was like, okay, it's time for the great flood. And then the people said it's the 8th month of time for the great flood. But they said, let us build a temple, not an ark. A temple. Okay. So this is the month of, so the 8th month is called the month of Heshvan or Heshvan. Heshvan. And they told him, no, it was the month of the 10th month with it, which is Tevis something. I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce it. Tevet. T, like tenants. You know, tenant. The word tenant is spelled the same way, frontward and backward. Remember, I told you they lied to us. It's not so above, so below. It's so above, so opposite below. So it's literally like God went, oh, y'all done opened up a new hatch because y'all not listening. So y'all done created a whole new dynamic here, right? Because this supposed to been dark. Because remember, it was 7 days. And then he rested on the 7th day. Then this was supposed to be dark until the first day again. You get what I'm saying? But they opened up a new hatch telling the people that it was Hanukkah. Well, picture if you done told your kids it was Hanukkah. You think your God would be mean enough to hurt your kids? Like, he'd literally be like, okay, I'm going to go along with this. Y'all better fix this. But they didn't fix it. So in the 8th month, the flood came. Okay? But they thought it was the 10th month, which is the Tevet, which is spelt the same way, front and backwards, okay? That month means, hold on, what does that month mean? Dark Days of Israel. The 10th month is, they consider it the month of divine grace. Wouldn't you need divine grace if you'd have lied to God when God was trying to, no, that's flood time. But y'all need divine grace because y'all done lied to your kids. You done told your kids something else. You done followed another master. And now every time I come to check in on you, you don't know what day it is. Okay? You don't know. You ain't got a clue. You think it's TVETS. Okay? But really, it is the time of judgment, of the actual flood of destruction and renewal. Okay? So let's keep going. I don't know if y'all can see this. He did it again. Back on the 9th month. Y'all see that? I don't know if y'all can see it. But he came back on the 9th month and was like, hey guys, it is time for Kislev. Remember, they said Kislev was up here. But God came when it was really time for Kislev. He said, hey guys, it's time for Kislev. Okay? And that's Hanukkah. That's what's supposed to be here. Right? That's why it's gold. Okay? Jesus, silver and gold, all that. It's supposed to be Hanukkah. Now remember, here's the big thing. When I made this, I knew none of this. None of this. Go back and watch the video. You could at least tell that when I first made this, I knew none of this. So this is God. This is God himself. So this is the time. Kislev is the time of Hanukkah. But they said, no, it's not Kislev. It's, wait, what's the 11th month? Shabbat. No, it's not Kislev. It's not Hanukkah. It's time for Shabbat, right? Now, Shabbat's supposed to be a time of worship. So think about it. If you were God and they coming at Hanukkah, yeah, I'm giving you a whole bunch of gifts. I think it's Hanukkah. but you want to worship me for it. Okay, okay, cool. We could deal with that. But y'all know y'all messing up, right? That's that. If I was God, that's how I would be looking at y'all, going, okay, okay. Well, I'm a roll with this so that I destruction comes, or the real situation comes, or the consequences, you will see how you got here. Okay, I see, right? So that's what happened here. Now, in the when he came back on the 10th month, that's when it was supposed to be divine grace, right? All supposed to happen there. But they said it's not 10th or what, Tevet, it's Adar. Now, here's what you need to know. If they wouldn't have messed it up, the first month is right here. You get what I'm saying? So it would have been up here. But they're down here saying that this is the month of Adar, the first month. You get what I'm saying? So they have already messed it up. They have already made it to where these don't match no more. It's not right. Okay. So this one right here is supposed to be Adar. Okay. Oh, let me tell y'all about Adar. Now, mind you, remember it was supposed to be dark days because now God getting mad. He like, y'all ain't paying no attention to the seasons. Y'all don't know what's going on, man. And y'all worship all like y'all saying thank you when I ain't even did nothing. You, or better yet, y'all saying thank you to kill Moses. That's what happened to Adar. Moses died. You get what I'm saying? Like, so they thinking that it's one thing, but he like, I gotta keep moving on in my process. My process is during this month, I'm sorry, Moses gotta die because he didn't tell y'all, like he let this was on his watch that y'all did this. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, okay, all right, y'all think it's this, but it's really that. So also know this, in the TEV, that the 10th month or whatever, that is the month when they Ezra did some type of 3 day of darkness prayer or address. So they thinking, what they thinking? They messing it up. Because the darkness is supposed to be about right here. You get what I'm saying? There's supposed to be darkness down here, but they messing it up. They done called it Adar, right? And now it's time for Moses to be killed right here. Okay? But but remember, they was like, oh no, silly, it's really this. Okay? So then he comes back in the 11th month, right? So what happened in the 11th month? Oh, now that's Shabbat time. He came back now that's Shabbat time. That's when they supposed to be worshiping him and looking out for him and being there for him. It's Shabbat. Hallelujah. Shabbat. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. Right? That's what's supposed to be happening when he came back on that 11th day. But they said, no, it's really Nisan. So you see how angry God, like the devil is the author of confusion. You know what happened with JD Vance and the president and the other president? Well, that's what happened here. You saw how JD Vance just literally changed the whole subject, like, and made it about worshiping some man. You get what I'm saying? He changed it. Now, mind you, Trump handled it like a boss. I gotta give it to Trump. He handled it like a boss. He was quiet, chilling. Not until dudes started sounding like he was threatening us did he speak up. But the problem wasn't Trump in that situation. It was JD Vance. He said, no, it's really this. And then people had to go with it after that, right? After they did that, it became about, did you thank him? When it wasn't even, that wasn't what the conversation was even about. You get what I'm saying? So that's what happened with God. The author of confusion came in and confused the people, okay? So now we're at the first month that is really the 11th month, right? It's really God saying it's the 11th, but they literally like, hold up, wait, no, it's the first month, right? Now, here's what else you need to know. I want to make sure I got this right because I don't want to mess it up, because, I mean, they going to change my videos anyways, but if you were watching from the beginning, you know I've never lied to y'all. Everything that I've said has been documented, it has been researched, it has been like led by the divine grace of God. I take seriously what God has called me to do. Okay, so here, the 12th month, I did not write it down. I'm so mad at myself, but I remember it kind of. Go Google it for yourself. But at the 12th month, which they said was the second month, they were begging for to start over. So let me tell y'all. So remember all these that I just went through, right? If you Google them yourself, Google right now the 8th month. Let's what did we say the 8th month was? The name of it. Hush H E wait Heshvan. That's the 8th month, right? Let's say that, right? When you Google it, this thing that I know nothing about this. I'm not that smart. They will tell you, oh yeah, it's uh uh the hold on, let's go across. It's the second month in the civil year, but it's the 8th month in the ecclesiastical order, right? I did this by God. I didn't research this first, then draw it. I'm researching it after I drew it. So it's still there. It's still the truth. You get what I'm saying? So I want you to be able to see that with your own eyes too. So like if you were to Google the first month, right? Um uh no, the third month. Let's say you Google the third month, they're gonna tell you it's the by the Hebrew calendar, it is or no, by the yeah, by the Hebrew calendar, it's the 7th month, but in the civil year, it's the 9th month. Right, so I want y'all to see how this really is a Hebrew to Gregorian calendar decoder, because that's it. That's true. Ain't that true? That's the third month, right? But it's really the when we ask when is the first month of the year, they always tell us March. There we go. They always tell us March, right? And then, but here we go. That's the first month of the year is March, but it's the third month. You get what I'm trying to say? Or they'll tell us the last month of the year, right? Which is supposed to be, the last month of the year. They'll tell us it's really the 9th month. That now, mind you, it only did that when I got to here, right? Before it was just saying civil or ecclesiastical, right? It was not throwing in this concept of Hebrew religion. It didn't change until about here, where when the people realized how far they had messed things up at this month, go look in the second month or the 12th month, one of those two, they were begging God. I wish I wrote it down. I messed up. I'm gonna sit down. Oh, and it just said low power mode and write all of this out. I wish I would have had couldn't find my charger for my computer so I could read it like how I was reading it, because you're on my phone, so I can't read it. So I'm gonna write it down next time. But just know this, they messed up, and that's what's going on with this calendar. Now, here I told you guys, God told me a long time ago that algebra is how you calculate the Sabbath. So above, so opposite below. Algebra is how you calculate the Sabbath, right? And the Sabbath, by meaning, is the seven. That's what it really supposed to be, the seven. Right? And that would be the real Christmas, the real God coming to earth to be like, hey guys, it's that time of year again. That would be the real time. So when God showed me that this was the real birth, Christmas, the real Christmas was this, but then somehow or another, let me tell you, when I Googled over here, I was looking at 10:4, right? And remember, I told y'all we're going to go full circle about the days of the week. I Googled what was the day of the week for 10/4/1582. And I promise you, the AI kept showing me this number. 9:24. That is documented in my old video where I was literally like, why would I ask it about 10:4? Why would I ask it about the day of the week of 10:4 and it would keep showing me 9:24? They've done something, right? That's how I got along this journey back then, years ago, right? So that's what this means. 7:24 became 9:24. 9:24 became 10:4. 10:4 became 10:15. Okay, so that's how they changed the dates and times, and how God kind of just went, this is why this important. Because if y'all teach the people wrong, I'm showing up on a day expecting to, like he's showing up on a day expecting, like that parable, praise God. Thank you, Father. The parable where he gave everybody some talents, and he came, the manager came to reckon for those talents. Some hid it, some squandered it, others multiplied it, that kind of thing was what God was looking forward to. But instead they said, no, give me gifts. It's not that time, it's gift time. You get what I'm trying to say? So I wanted to do this video so that I could, one, let you know they've changed my videos. I'm positive of that. Y'all know me. I ain't even detail oriented enough. Standing at the door going, tell them to stop lying. It's a 5-degree difference. Y'all, that ain't me. I don't care about details like that. It got to be something for me to be like, no, they're saying 40 degrees and it's 60. It's 70 outside. So that changed. And I wanted to also bring to you what this calendar really did. Because in the last video, we tried to see, because when I sat down and I did this, I was obedient. And God told me that women needed protection because, like, that's what they did. They removed the man from the woman, and because of this, during this time, many women are going to be killed and raped and murdered, and during the last days, like, it's something bad was going to happen to the women. That's what happened in that old video that I remember doing and showed to other people after Sonya Massey died, okay? But y'all see the exact date and time. 7, y'all see it? 7, 6, at 1:12 to 1:21, they did a ritual and killed Sonya Massey. Be careful if you got a schizophrenic diagnosis. That's who they kind of use to do their rituals on, because they know, like how she said, you saw how Sonya Massey was like, why y'all here? Hold up, no, please don't hurt me, because like y'all ain't got no reason to be here. I could tell y'all stalking me out, like, but it was because she had that diagnosis, and they was coming for her for it because they could prove, they were going to make sure it was because she was crazy that she was killed. That's what they were going to make sure in their uh uh depiction of everything. You get what I'm saying? So that, remember when I did this video, when I did this painting, God told me it had to be this ex. That was years before she was killed. I didn't know who that woman was. That was I want to say 11/22 2022 is when I did this. 7/6 from 1:12 to 1:21 is when they killed her. Now, earlier today, there's more, y'all. I'm almost done. But earlier today, Jamila and I started going through this live on camera with y'all because I remembered how I wanted to put yellow. I even said that in my video, but now I don't say it no more. But I wanted to put yellow on this color wheel here, on this tesseract, on this Merkaba. I wanted to put yellow on there, but God told me no, I had to put gold. That's gold. I don't know if y'all can see it. I had to put gold. And I thought the gold looked kind of ugly. Like, me personally, I'm just letting y'all know, when I did this, I was like, it looked all kind of like brown. Like, I don't know. I wanted to see yellow. I don't want to see gold. But We're in the future. Gold is a big got like it's a big part of that story that we watching them play out in front of us to try to cover up what they did, right? Gold is serious, and there's a certain person that we know as orange, but now they're saying on TV that he's actually golden, right? And there's a golden age and there's gold. This is the whole gold time, goldness, right? So at that point, I went, well, if what happened with Sonya Massey, right? Whole date, right? Whole date. Wait, where is it? Whoa. 876. I did it wrong. Sorry. Please excuse me. I was looking backwards, so it's here. Whole date. Whole date. 2024. That's even an 8, okay? So whole date right here. Then that means whatever this gold party is a whole date to something too. We just don't know what it is yet. And it's related to gold. If God himself made me make this, and here we go, I'm not crazy. It happened before. It's documented. So if he could do it before, he could do it again. So if he could uh prophetically put these in here. I didn't know nothing about her. I didn't even say a woman was going to be killed. I said women everywhere was going to be killed because like the man has been removed from the home. You get what I'm saying? So for him to give us a specific woman that was killed in the name of, like she literally said, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus, and this woman was killed and her entire date and time was here and I didn't put it there, then that means he did it before. This means something too related to this gold. So that's why we started earlier today looking into this, like going, okay, now let me tell y'all something else. I've told y'all many times, but I just want to tell y'all for those that are here to keep this story current, okay? On the Super Bowl, which was it 2-9? 2-9? Yeah, on the Super Bowl, which was 2. I said, now y'all know I follow dates. You know, my name, the Bible says, let wisdom calculate the dates. So that's what I do. You know what I mean? Um, so, oh, hold on. Let me slow down. If I slow down and get it and think it through, I can get it out. Okay. Where was I going? I don't know. I just lost it all. It was literally wiped from my brain. You know they just put the 5G towers out there. I'm telling you, it's crazy. Out in the rural Kentucky. Like we didn't have internet here before. Now they got it out here on the front line. So let me look at this again. Oh, if you could do it before, it would do it again. So then we started looking at 4:30. There we go. Let's get to 4:30. Okay. Super Bowl. There we go. So I looked at the Super Bowl thinking that that was the date, right? Because of Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King was in the news, right? So it was literally them undoing files. JFK was in the news. And that JFK Luther King was made up of that like the first Super Bowl was done on Martin Luther King's birthday. The day, I mean the year before they killed him. So if they're doing some type of ritual, they knew who Martin Luther King was because it was the year before that they made the first Super Bowl, and it was on his birthday. Commemorates, now mind you, he was one of the most famous men in America at that time, and they had the first Super Bowl on his birthday, and ain't nobody saying, "Oh, happy birthday, Martin Luther King! It's his birthday, a tribute to Martin Luther King." No, it's just it happened on his birthday, and 444 or slash 45 because of what they did 444 4 or 445 days later he was dead. That's the truth. So I said, okay, if they're doing a ritual, then 445 days from this Super Bowl, because this is the Super Bowl where Trump went like a sitting president, put everybody's life in danger, and to the Super Bowl, okay? So, because remember, some of our fears, you get what I'm saying? So I was so scared for everybody in that arena, okay? And they said, they had the thing in New Orleans and the thing with the Philadelphia. It's all set up, okay? So we know this was a very important date. So I counted forward 444 days slash 45 days because if he did it before, he'll do it again, right? or they'll do it again because they have recipes for these rituals. These rituals ain't random, they're recipeed, okay? So 444 days later, 445 days later was 430 2026. Now, if you've been watching this channel, you know my fixation with the number 26. I had a dream that, go back and look, but it was, I don't want to go through all that right now, but just put it this way. I was in the dream on the movie, uh, Leave the World Behind, how she was sitting on the watching this wave come. I mean, she was watching a ship, but me in my dream, I was watching a wave coming and nobody was moving. It was the exact same thing as Leave the World Behind. Y'all do know Leave the World Behind hadn't came out yet when I had that dream. I had that dream in 2019. Halloween 2019. I had the same exact dream and vision as that little girl that was sitting there watching that ship coming, but I saw a tsunami coming. And everybody was like, "Oh, don't worry, it's a far away." And then I kind of said something racist, because I was with a whole bunch of white people. This was back when I lived in an all black neighborhood. Now I live in an all white neighborhood, okay? That's deep too. But I had said, "Wow, folks, that's a tsunami, and I ain't about to be sitting here waiting like it's far away," because they was playing, they was hanging out. It was just like on that movie. But I was literally like, "Nah, I'm leaving." And when I left, I ended up in a like a war strategy room, and all of the prophets. This is in my dream. This was on Halloween night, 2019. It is documented on this channel. But who knows? They might change the words. But um, I was in a war room, at like a strategy room, like the room where people make decisions on if they're gonna press a nuclear bomb or not. But I knew in the dream it was all of God's chosen people, like all the people he was entrusting with getting out some information. All right. But in the dream, it was so much. But God ended the meeting with, it was as if he said, "Nobody's gonna know what day or time because I'm God. Nobody's gonna know, but this is what's gonna take place. The people gonna die bad. You got to look out for people. The world is ending, right?" So at the end of the meeting, I ran up to him and I was like, "Look, God, I promise you, I know you said nobody will know the date or time or hour." I'm about to cry. When I get angry, it's because I know how I stood in front of God begging. I said, "God, please tell me, give me a clue. Too many people gonna die. Please, if you tell me a clue, I promise you I'll run after it with everything I am to try to tell the people. I promise if you just give me a clue, please." I was so like begging him, "Please give me a clue. I promise you, whatever number, whatever I have to do, I'll figure it out to try to tell the people before it comes. Please." Oh, I tried. I tried my heart out. I tried my heart out. I lost all my friends. I lost all my family. I've been isolated. I tried. I tried. But I said to him, "Please, please, I will be your servant. I'll do everything in my power to warn the people. But that is horrible what you just showed us. And please let us warn them. Give us something to get close to the date, because that's going to be horrible when it happens, Lord." And at that point, his finger appeared in the dream. Go back and look. This really happened. His finger appeared in the dream, and he pointed to the wall. And then it was like the NASDAQ. You know how numbers, how the NASDAQ numbers scrolling it back. Bow. So that was how he was giving me numbers on the wall. And at that time in my dream, and my ex-husband we were still married then. So he was there. He could vouch for this happening. This happened, okay? And because people think I went crazy because of losing him. Screw him. God is coming. God is coming. Forget him. But know this, that same night he had a dream of himself being in prison and hell was coming from up under the ground. I literally, like, I when that time of year comes around again, I'll post it because I put it on Facebook, like, so the memories come up. I said, Lo had a crazy dream. I had a crazy dream. We both had a crazy dream at the same time. So these numbers were popping up. And I told him, get a pen in my dream. I said, get a pen. And we couldn't find a pen. It just wasn't happening. But I went, okay, I got to remember this. I know I'm about to wake up, but I got to remember this and write it down before no, I couldn't write it down. I said, I got to grab it and then wake up. So the last number I saw was 26. And at that point, I knew that was the only one that I was legible to me because they were moving like this. They were moving like that. And at that point, I went, I got to remember that number. And I in the dream, I literally said 26, but wake up now. So in real life, let me tell y'all what happened in real life. In real life, I said 26 as I was waking up. He could vouch for it. He was there because he was literally like, what the heck? I was asleep. And I woke up screaming 26. So go look at my video November 1st, 2019, because we got COVID at Thanksgiving that year. That's when everything begun. Thanksgiving 2019, we all got COVID. It was time. It started right after that dream, okay? So at that point, we learned about there was 26 numbers in the, 26 letters in the alphabet. We learned that the earth, this is real, go Google this. The earth was pulsating every 26 seconds. We learned all this stuff about 26 being a divine type of number of God. Something was serious about 26. Oh, 26 days later after I woke up was Thanksgiving. That's what started us on the journey of trying to figure all this out. You know what I mean? It was like, oh, 26 days later is Thanksgiving, And so from that day on, we held the number 26, Isaiah 26 and 20 says, hide thyself. Come, my children, hide thyself in your chambers until God's indignation has passed. You get what I'm saying? Leviticus 26. If you do what I say and hold the Sabbath, your crops will yield. I feel the chills of God. Your crops will yield in proper time. But if you don't, this is what's gonna happen. Go read Isaiah 26, Leviticus 26, Jeremiah 26. All of them were talking about, I don't know if Jeremiah might have been talking about buying this farm, but all of them were talking about basically, if you do right, everything gonna be good. If you don't, here's what's about to go down. You get what I'm saying? So, reason why I'm telling y'all that about 26 is when I calculated 444 days from the Super Bowl. Remember that the Super Bowl, when the first Super Bowl happened, like, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. So when the first one happened, someone was killed 445 days later. The biggest someone we all loved. I don't care what color you was, you loved Martin Luther King. He was killed 444/45 days later, right? So if that's possible, that means that something like that or something should happen. If this is a ritual, they can't mess up the recipe. Something should happen 444 days from this last Super Bowl. You get what I'm saying? And that's how I got the number April 30th, 2026. That's how I got that date. At that point, I started researching it. And I found out it was the real birth of America. Like, no, they tell us about the signing of the Declaration and all those things being July 4th, but we ain't had no president until 4:30, like the following year or so, or a few years later. You get what I'm saying? The White House was built. It was so many things where you were like, whoa, 4:30 is a really important day. Like, I can't think of all of them right now, but Google it yourself. What happened on April 30th? Just just type that in and then go to this day and read all the stuff in modern times that happened on April 30th regarding American history. So much of our history is pointing to other dates as prophetic, profound, historical America building dates when the real dates on paper is 4:30. So that's how I went, "Oh, look fake. It looked like this 4:30 is the real one." Okay? Let me calm down, y'all. It's a lot. It's a lot. I've lost so many people because, now don't get me wrong, I'm not weeping about it because I know God has gave me double for my trouble. I feel safe. I feel secure. I mean, I'm okay, but you just don't know how many people, like, how many people have canceled my whole reputation, who I was as a person. Family members don't speak to me anymore. I scare them. You can see it. You see the fear when I've given prophecies. I'm gonna say it again, and I really don't care. I'll say it right now. But I on 11/9, I gave a prophecy that someone in our family, the youngest male son, like God told me, was going to get killed due to being naive. Like on 11/9, listen to when God showed me this. 11, I put it on Facebook. That's why I have to be so transparent, so that when I'm trying to warn people, there's enough proof that I didn't lie to you. You get what I'm saying? So I did a video. I put it on Facebook about how God was telling us to teach our children about being naive. Like, if we knew God principles, if we knew this was the last days, this child wouldn't have had to die, right? But because we haven't been teaching our children about God stuff. You get what I'm saying? About even about evil stuff, to say evil lurks, there really are people doing these bad things. That child was going to go into something naive. Well, that happened on, I did that prophecy then. Of course, I'm the least respected of my family. I'm the most, I'm a crazy one according to everyone else. I'm the least respected, so nobody heard me, and unfortunately we lost. So, don't even, I can't even believe he's gone. But his mama hate me now. His mother hates me. Hates me. Lying on me. She lying on me, hates me now. I wonder if she would have respected me, how things would have been. I'm sorry, I have to say it. I wonder if things would have been different. But no, I ain't shit. But I gotta say that. Please excuse me. Remember, I do not like cussing. Forgive me on camera, but I'm not. I'm not the person, according to them. They got money. I never cared about money. I care about people. I'm a humanitarian, But if there was some respect for the God part of all this, because it really has been going on, things might be different. So I have to tell, and I have to be transparent. And because I begged and I promised him that I would tell. And I ain't gonna let nothing stop me from telling. They changed the dates and times. And something, I don't know, hold on. Ooh, y'all, I'm old. I don't know, like, how this is gonna fall out, but I'm positive it will. It did over here. You get what I'm saying? With Sonya, all of it came true. Every part of that X came true. I don't know how it's gonna come true over here. This, now knowing how to read this thing, this right here, 4, 3, 5, right? 4, 3, 5. I don't know if it's technically 4:30, 2025. I don't know. It could be, right? It could be 4:30, 2026. Let's go down there and show you that. Okay, so here we go. 4, 3. It's connected to the 10. It could be 4:30. It could be Columbus Day. 10, 10. 13, right? Because remember, so above, so opposite below. But here's what I do want you to know. When I did this, I literally, remember I showed you, God said this is how they destroyed the earth, the rotation of the earth, made y'all forget about the Sabbath. That's what God told me. This is how they did it. Then he said, now take a look. So above, so opposite below. Watch this. It's going just gonna creep you out. It creeped me out. I feel it. I get why. I mean, I wish I had a people that wanted to be there for God. But if you scared and you don't know if God, how things working, I'd probably be scared too. Like if I wanted to love this world, I'd be scared too. I don't love this world. I hate this world. I hate my very life. You get what I'm saying? So no, no, no. But if I love this world, I could see it be scary too. So don't run away when I show you this next thing. So above, they lied to us. It's not so above, so below. It's so above, so opposite below. Okay? Watch this. 5, right? 11, 6. 3, follow that line. Hold on. 3 minus 9 is what? 6. Oh, shoot. Hold up. 5 minus 11 is 6. 3 minus 9 is 6. 4 minus 10. 10 minus 4 is 6. This bad boy is 666 all day. Oh, I didn't do that on purpose. I literally heard God back then saying, this needs to be done. You need to see this, daughter. Because remember when I told y'all, when he made me do the first one, this ain't even the first one, okay? There was on a cardboard piece of paper. I was upstairs. My daddy had just died, and I was upstairs in my room, sad, and I wanted to draw a picture, okay? And he made me draw this, something like this, right? And I said to him, I said, what's this, God? And then he said, this is the earth, daughter. And then I said, the earth is flat. And he laughed at me. The feeling of God going, you dummy. But he ain't say you dummy, but it was like, ugh, stay on point. You talking about that trend and stuff about flat. That ain't got nothing to do with what I'm like. He said, what you need to be more worried about that it's 12 dimensions. Like the image he gave me of the earth was like the tea kettles. Like he was like, forget if it's flat. Who cares? Like that ain't you listening to the trenders is what he said. Those people that's brainwashing you and putting out trends to make y'all argue amongst each other. But he said the earth is really 12 dimensions. 12, wait, no, realms. Was it realms? It was 12 realms. That's what he told me. And we went back then and looked up what realms were. You get what I'm saying? So there's 12 time zones. Like, here we go. I love my knowledge, my girl Jamila. But she literally lives in the future. Like it's tomorrow morning there, or like about to be in the morning. So every time we get on the phone, we kind of crack up and say, how's it going over there in the future? You get what I'm saying? So she's literally in the future in a whole nother realm than us. Like the me right now here in Kentucky. You get what I'm saying? So there's 12 realms make up the earth. And the image he gave me was like, how do I explain it? Beauty and the Beast. The teapots and how they be doing like that. That's the image of the earth he gave me. Like forget flat is floating. Like Avatar. You get it, the floating mountains. It's like that. Picture you get on a plane and you go through the sky. You get what I'm saying? Like you've been on a plane, you go through the sky, right? And you end up in a totally different time zone, right? In a totally different location because you went through the seas. Seas. Right? Read your Bible. What did he say about the earth? He said there was 2 bodies of water and he put an expanse in between them. So if you're in outer space, Outer space is dry water. You can't breathe there. You float, the whole nine. It's dry water, right? That's outer space, right? If you're on Earth and then the regular water is the same. You can't breathe there. It's wet water. You get what I'm saying? So above, so opposite below. So you went through the expanse to through the portal. Book of Enoch, which I told you with the lie that he was a good guy. He wasn't a good guy. Real talk. But what he said was true. Everything in there happened. But he wasn't a good dude. Okay, he made God's right hand dormant. If you messed up the dates, wouldn't his right hand be dormant behind him? That's what Enoch did. Go read it. That's exactly what Enoch did. He made go read Enoch book 3. He Metatron, because that's who Enoch came, left God's right hand dormant behind him. So I just want y'all to know, Book of Enoch real. It's just he wasn't a good dude. Real talk. He didn't love God like y'all thought. Matter of fact, God said over and over again, just like how he made me write this story, and they said, this is really this day. And God was like, oh, really? That's what he did in the book of Enoch. Enoch went up there asking about stuff like, what's this? What's that? I want to learn about this. And each time it was something important where if a thief was in your house, you'd go, why are you looking at my diamond purse? Oh, okay, I'll tell you. God kept doing that to Enoch over and over again. Like, why you, and it be stuff, important stuff, where you go into yourself too, like, we in the future, we know that was important. Why is Enoch looking at, like, I'd be a little bit wondering what's going on with Enoch too. But God put his boys on it and said, go deal with Enoch. That was Uriel. The archangels went to go deal with Enoch. You get what I'm saying? But it was like, I don't know how to explain it. Go read the book. But it was as if they were going, okay, we're going to tell you about this. But first we need to know your real intentions. Why you want to know? Oh, okay, we're going to tell you about this. First we need to know your intentions. Why you want to know? Go read that book. I hate the fact that people stand up for that book but never read it. It's the Ethiopian text. You better stop listening to these people lying to you. They done told you there was a lineman up there in the sky. That's a lie too. It don't happen till 4/30/2026. Go watch my last video and you'll see what I'm talking about. The planetary alignment don't happen till 4/30/2026. And I didn't know that when I found 4:30. Okay? I'm not doing this for my health. I'm doing this because I promised God. I begged him to give me the clues. Well, we're now at a clue that takes us to 26. Y'all don't know. Y'all wasn't there. I was begging, crying, begging, please. So I'm trying to prepare my house for 4/30/2025 and 2026. Because it could be that, like, Golden Boy. That kind of look like 4/30/2025 too. I don't know. But something gonna happen there. Real talk. Something is gonna, where we're gonna literally go, oh, that's that. That's that. Date and time. Just like with Sonya Massey. If he did it before, he'll do it again. He'll do it again. And with all the gold conversation and the fact that I'm telling y'all, even though that video, they changed it. That video don't show about how God made me make this gold. Because I thought gold was ugly. It looked brown, it didn't look like gold. It looked like a fake painted gold. Don't it look brown? It look like doo-doo. I didn't want to put it there. But God forced me to. He flat out said, no, it has to be gold, not yellow, not nothing else. And he made me buy gold paint to put that gold there. And look how big we're in the golden age all of a sudden. Yep, God is real. And he's leading his people. And there are tares amongst the wheats. But if I did anything today, I'm done. I'm done. This is draining. Tomorrow we're gonna go back to homesteading. I promise y'all. Well, if the rain stops, there's a storm going on out there. We're gonna go back to homesteading. But I've been walking away from this part because I've gotten beat up so much by humanity. You know how the Bible says, who gonna persecute the saints? Or the saints will be persecuted. I'm letting you know right now, other saints gonna persecute the saints. I know. Like, I've actually had to be a little bit more ratchet just so they leave me alone. But praise under the umbrella of God. You know what I mean? I had to be more like, I know I just cussed or I did that, but God's love is with me and this is this. And he flat out said forgiveness. You know, I've had to be that way because I'm not here for those churchy people. I'm here for the crackhead. I'm here for the person who strung out on drugs. I'm here for the person that like I'm a beacon that you could be saved too. The person that is a hoe. I'm here for her. I'm here for that thug dog, like real the ones that bark at night. I'm here for the ones that done killed folks and don't believe that they could go to heaven. You really can. I've never killed nobody, but I want because the people start making up stories about me. I don't want that to happen. But I'm saying I get you and I love you and I believe you deserve the opportunity to go too. If you know that God is real and you love God as much as I do, and I ain't nothing, then I'm gonna say this: He could take you too. You're good in His love too. Just love Him back. And once you love Him back, it's just like when you got a husband and when you love him, you want to take him his meal. When you don't love him, you literally like, dude, the plate's over there. You get what I'm saying? So when you when you love God, things right by him. He'll like they same as I am. And I remember the day that he gave me this assignment. Let me give y'all another story real quick before I go. Me and my father were the closest. Like that was my best friend. Like that was me with a beard and a mustache. Like that was my bestest friend and he was a beast. Like a beast. I don't watch my daddy walk up to people and knock them out. Like just and he cuss like hard too. Like I'm hard because I was raised by him. You get what I'm saying? Like if I let it rip, you literally be like, oh shoot. You get what I'm saying? My daddy was that person. Saying, but he treated me like gold. Like gold. I've never gotten a whooping from my daddy. I remember yelling at him steak and he whimpered and did this. Like he did this to show me that he didn't mean to. I didn't know. Somebody slammed my door and I was my first apartment, but I was cussing and screaming, who slammed my damn door? This is my house. Just happy that I got my first apartment and come to find out it was my daddy. And I'm sorry. And I went, oh, well, don't slam my door. But at that moment I went, did my daddy just go? Like he made the effort to do this. You get what I'm saying? So I'm telling y'all that because we were best friends, right? And when his wife died, Grand, he got strung out on drugs. And he was coming by my house asking for money. And I'm not that kind of person. Drug addicts can't use me. He got me better than that. So I'm going to stand up to you. What you going to do? Beat me up? No. So I said, you ain't getting no money around here. And matter of fact, don't come back around here. Real talk. You ain't getting nothing until you become a dad again. Get gone. So his wife died. Then he went into severe depression and got strung out on drugs. And then I didn't see him for a long time. We were estranged. And I was going to work. I was making good money. That's another thing. I gave up all that to follow God. So it's real is what I'm saying. It's real. I ain't crazy. God is doing something that I refuse to deny. You get what I'm saying? So anyways, back then, God had taught me that God was love and Jesus was forgiveness. And nobody could stay in the presence of love without the power to forgive. That judgment was about to happen. And if you didn't have forgiveness in your heart, you were going to go to the lake of fire as well. He said, many of people going to come to me saying, Jesus, Jesus. And I'm going to say, depart from you. I know you not. You worker of iniquity. It was because you didn't have forgiveness. Iniquity is the opposite of forgiveness. You get what I'm saying? So you didn't have forgiveness in your heart to stop being iniquitous. You get what I'm saying? So that's what God had taught me while my dad was like, remember, I lost my best friend while he was on drugs for a minute there. Okay. So I'm going to work and no. I had a dream. And it was his wife, Gran. She died. In real life, she died like a year before. Remember I told you He was depressed. But I had this dream and she was on the phone. She called me in the dream. Now, mind you, here's the important part. It was her voice clearly, clear as day. I'm talking about so clear it didn't make no sense. Like, if somebody died, you don't hear their voice anymore. You know what I mean? You could image them, you could put them in your mind, but the sound of their voice, you don't hear that no more. What I mean? So in the dream, she called me and it was her. It was the sound of her voice, okay? And she says, "Hey, hey, hey," and the phone had static in it. She was, "Hey, your dad to do something. I need you to do something for your dad." And I said, "What? What is it?" And the phone had static. And then I said, "What? Well, put him on the phone. I can't understand you. Put him on the phone." She said, "No, he busy. I can't put him on the phone. He needs you to do this." And I was in the dream. I don't know what she said. I woke up thinking about that, like, wow, I just heard Grand's voice. Wow. I told her to put him on the phone. She wasn't, because remember, I wasn't even thinking about daddy. I was more thinking about the fact I just heard Grand's voice. That was my mom. She was my mom person. Like I remember when she was alive, I said, from now on, I got two moms. I'm not going to call you my stepmom because she taught me to be a lady and just all these different things that she co-signed for my house that resulted in me having this property. You get what I'm saying? Because I was able to sell my other house and get this one. But if she never would have co-signed, I never would have got the house. So this woman mattered to me. Okay. So I woke up the next morning. I was so happy. I was like, I heard Grand's voice. Yay. And then I went to work, kind of in the background, feeling like I heard everything's going to be okay. I heard Grand's voice. That was beautiful. I heard her voice. Now I'm driving home from work and I was literally going, like, you get off work and you start thinking about the full day. And I went, oh, that dream. I heard Grand's voice. I wonder what she was trying to tell me to do for my dad. And then I thought about how I ain't seen him at all. He tripping. He out here asking people for money. He tripping. But then I thought, why was he with her? Because in the dream, he was in the background, but she wouldn't put him on the phone. It was like he was with her in the dream, not with me. He was with her, and she wouldn't put him on the phone. So at that point, I went, why is he with her? He's supposed to be alive. So I'm crying, rushing to his house, right? Rushing to his house. Remember, I told y'all I walked away from him. So I don't know if he's going to be there. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm thinking when I get there, I'm going to see my daddy dead, right? Because he ain't supposed to be with her. You get what I'm saying? So I'm literally like, oh my God. Like, so I'm running over there. I'm crying. I'm banging on the door. Daddy comes to the door. He's alive, right? And I'm like, oh, thank you, oh God. I just grab him. I'm hugging him. Remember, we ain't spoke. He's skinny as all what? And we ain't spoke. And I'm hugging him like, oh my God, I had this dream. And I don't know, everything's okay. You're alive. I thought you were dead. And he was like, okay, sit down. Tell me about this dream. And I tell him about the dream. And then while I'm telling about the dream, I realized I never told Daddy, because Daddy thought he was a Muslim. Really, he was hurt by the civil rights movement. And so Jesus, the concept of Jesus has hurt black people so much, where a lot of black people was like, no, I ain't down with that Jesus stuff. I'm going with Muhammad. You get what I'm saying? But when you do the real history of it, they lied about all that. The only hope for you is Jesus. Real talk. But don't get me started. I'll tell you about that another day. But so at that point I realized my daddy wasn't saved because he refused to do this whole Jesus thing. So I went and I learned about God is love, Jesus is forgiveness. The only way you get into heaven when hell comes is the power to forgive. So I went, oh, I got to show my daddy. So I sat daddy down to show him about the battery and how even science proclaims Jesus is real. The end of the world is coming. When I say that to daddy, okay, now mind you, let me tell y'all how daddy's house was, okay? His house was, don't you know those one story suburban homes with the attached garage where you can come in from the garage into like the study or the kitchen or something like that? That's how daddy's house was made, okay? So we're sitting there and I'm telling him, like, trying to help him understand the importance of salvation. And right when I get to the point where they lied to you, daddy, the real salvation is your forgiveness. You get what I'm saying? Because it wasn't about if you believe on the third day, is what God was showing me back then. If you forgive and you follow after God, he got you. His grace is sufficient, you know? Because remember, I ain't here for the churchy ones. I'm here for the thug. I'm here for the thug. You get what I'm saying? I'm here for the banger. That's what I'm here for. So with that, in that story, it was right at that moment was what I was about to say before the TV, before it went out, right? Uh, what the heck? That's not true. People lying. Y'all see the chat? Yeah, anybody that know me, fam knows me. Other people know me. This person's see, that shows you this is real. Why would they try to discredit my integrity? That's far from true. They're lying on us. It's because they don't want you to know what I'm telling you is true. That's what it is. So, anyways, right at that moment when I said, Daddy, God is love, Jesus is forgiveness. You gotta accept Christ and understand, accept forgiveness in your heart so you can go to heaven. And then right at that moment, remember I told you about that door. My daddy's garage was closed. Okay? Y'all need to know that. It came into the room we were in, you know, so the door to come in was right there. The door, so there was a screen door and a big door, like a wooden door, right there to go into the garage, which would take you out into the yard, okay? Right when I said those words, the door flung open, y'all. Not even a little bit either. It went whoosh. Me and Daddy looked at the door, like, because remember, me and Daddy was sitting, like if this camera would be it, Daddy would have been right here, I mean right where I'm at, and I was sitting facing him like this, like, Daddy, you gotta, you know, because we sitting, he told me sit down, it was right when I came through the door, you gotta know this, and I came through the patio door, I didn't come through the garage was closed, I was banging on his patio window, like, where's my daddy, I hope he ain't dead, you get what I'm saying? So right when I said that, me and him, Daddy looked over his shoulder that way. He looked that way. And I looked too because the door flung open. Now, remember I told you at the beginning of the story, my daddy ain't never been mean to me. Never. Never. I've never got a whooping by my daddy. Like, my daddy, that's my buddy. That was my best friend, okay? He stood up, excuse my language. No, I ain't gonna even say the bad words, but I want to give y'all the tone of his voice because my daddy don't talk to me like this. You get what I'm saying? When that door flung open, Daddy stood up and said, oh, hell, I'm about to take him to heck with me. That's what he said. And he took out a knife and popped it open. Now, mind you, the door just flung open. And I was just telling him about the end of the world coming. Literally, I told him everything I had learned. I realized, I thought, remember I told you about how Gran told me there was something I needed to do for my dad, right? And I realized in that moment that I never told him all the stuff I was learning because he was estranged at that point. He was on drugs and gone, so he wasn't seeing my transition. You get what I'm saying? He didn't know that I'd become this person who was loving God and I had these prophecies and I was telling the, you know, all this stuff, and I found out that about forgiveness and Christ, and he didn't know any of that. And the moment I told it to him, the moment the words exited my mouth, the door flew open. He stood up and said, oh, hell no, I'm taking the motherfucker to jail with me. I mean, no, to hell. He said to hell with him. Popped out a knife. I then, me being the Holy Spirit that, you know, that comes within me, you would think I got scared watching my daddy because I ain't never seen my daddy do nothing like that around me. You get what I'm saying? And there ain't nobody come through the door. You get what I'm saying? Like, he pulled out a knife. You get what I'm saying? So then I jump up and I slammed the door. Like, I hit the door. I go, no, not until I finish telling you. And I finished telling him that the end was near, that it was about to happen. And then Daddy said, I think it's time. No, that's what happened. He said, I think it's time. When he had the knife out, he went, I think it's time for you to go. My daddy put me out the house that day. This is the person who loved me the most in the world. In the world. Real talk. He put me out the house that day. But I said, I ain't going nowhere till I finish telling you about the love of Christ. Now I left. Now mind you, I left. When I left shaking in my boots, y'all. I was powerful in that moment. The Holy Spirit was with me. Boom. I was shaking in my boots. Miss Faithful, the one who started this channel with me, I went home crying because I saw the devil that day. Like, that was the first time I saw a spirit move. Like, the devil had daddy. Like, they turned my dad's house into a trap house. There was drug dealers and hoes and all kinds of, remember, daddy lived in a beautiful, prominent neighborhood. He was a Vietnam vet. He was doing good, but when his wife died, he just didn't care about any of it anymore. And it's bad. It sounds like a tornado about to hit me. Y'all hear that? That's scary. So, it was bad. It was really, really bad. So the devil had my dad. Okay, he had him, but he didn't get to keep him. Let me tell y'all the rest of the story. So when I went back home, like I said, I was crying. I called Miss Faithful. I was literally crying, like crying, scared out of my mind. Okay. And Miss Faithful calmed me down. She was, that's how we got really close, y'all, because she saw some scary supernatural stuff too. And I get why she not here. I get it. Like, it takes a different kind of faith to do what I've been in the middle of having to do. It takes that I know I beg God kind of faith. Like, somebody lying on me right there. And I just we started this video talking about how they was changing my videos and stuff and doing everything they powered not to let this information get out there. So, but Miss Faithful said, like, she said, like, no, she started reading Psalms, 23 to me. And she was speaking, y'all know how Miss Faithful talk. She was talking so sweet to where I was able to calm down. But that was the moment I realized that this wasn't going to be your churchy situation. There's a real entity out there trying to keep the people, you know, like, what I'm trying to say, like, my dad was a good dude. He just went through hell. He was a good guy, like a genuinely good person, but he'd been to Vietnam. His mind was a little bit messed up. He had PTSD. Lost his wife, ended up on drugs. Like, now he's an old man trying to make it in this young man's world where they doing dirt, evil. It's bad. You get what I'm saying? But he was a good dude and he deserved heaven. It only difference is he didn't believe it. That's what God showed me. All of us can go to heaven, but we gotta love God and believe we're worthy. You get what I'm saying? And that's why God told me never to change. So that people like my dad, people like you, people, you know, people that be watching me that didn't grow up in the church, that didn't, you know, that grew up in the hood, that grew up hard, that maybe was a hoe, maybe was a drug dealer. Ain't that what they said up there? Maybe the drug dealer. But at the same point, you know you did that to feed your family, and you truthfully, the devil put things in your way, and you always knew it was wrong, and you want to repent. Right now you can. And God will throw it into the sea of forgetfulness. He really wants you. Hey, you, Orlando Brown. I always tell y'all that. I'm here for somebody like Orlando Brown. Y'all know what happened to Orlando Brown, right? It ain't what y'all think. No, he was the weakest. He was the smallest. He was the Jacob of that evil world. Just like, what's that boy name? Justin Bieber, the smallest, the Jacob of a situation where there's a whole bunch of demons, surrounded by demons, right? Those people, they get ate up and spit out in a real evil kind of world. And they become a type of evil like Orlando Brown. Orlando Brown has admitted to eating flesh to be a part of that secret society. He's admitted to that. That came out of his own mouth. There's so many where they have admitted to eating flesh. That's so they could think they could make them think they weren't redeemable. They are. Those, even if you ate flesh, you're redeemable. If you're willing to throw off everything that hinders, throw away your simple ways. Remember, my name is Wisdom. I really am. God wrote a book about me before I even showed up. He showed me proof in Ezekiel. Ezekiel 38, he said, hey, Gog, Gog of Magog, is that you that I've been telling my prophets about? Yeah, that's you. That's how God said it. Go read Ezekiel 38. He go, hey, Gog, Magog, is that you? Yeah, that's you. So I'm letting y'all know he wrote a book about wisdom before wisdom got here. You get what I'm saying? Um, but in Proverbs 9, she says wisdom, it says wisdom created her house. She set her pillars. She mixed her wine. She baked her fruit. But all she asks is that you throw away your simple ways and live. That's all wisdom asks. Whew, throw away your simple ways and live. That's all you got to do is reject the evil and run towards the righteousness, run towards the love, and not have a middle ground about righteousness. There is no middle ground. I'll tell you that. As a thug, I'm a thug. I'm a trip. I'm a trip if you know me. I don't got no middle ground when it comes to righteousness, though. Because I see somebody like me, yeah, I become a mafia don or like, you get what I'm saying. If there's a gray area with me, I would run a gigantic mob organization, or I would be a pimp of a who knows how many hoes. I would be a problem if there was a gray line. So I want to tell you that if you've done some horrible things, only thing you got to do is run after the order of Melchizedek, right? Righteousness. That's what the order of that's what it was. You go read about it, you'll learn. But basically what he's saying is righteousness wins. There's no lukewarm, like, kind of be right, all right with subject. No, it's either right by God or wrong by God, period. There's no middle ground, and that's how you get redeemed. When you done stuff like that, that's how you get redeemed. It's flat out throwing away your wicked ways and going, nah, I ain't gonna do nothing wrong to nobody ever again. And I'm gonna apologize for it. And I'm gonna try to help other people realize how important it is to be good, to not do wrong to people, to tell the truth, to be honest, to love, to be obedient, to give up their will. Like me, I'm super strong. If I want something, I will. I could create I can't even explain it. I'm super, super strong. You get what I'm saying? But uh if you let me run wild, like if I don't have an order to run by, like God, then honestly, I become Jay-Z. And y'all know he kind of dirty. You get what I'm saying? I'd be like that if I didn't have an order to run after. Like, I ain't joining no secret societies. No. Nuh-uh. I don't care about your money. Nah. You get what I'm saying? That's me. Like, let it all go. I was making 10 G's a month. Y'all see that pretty car out there? Go look at the other videos. It was because collectively, me, my husband, and my daddy was making 10 G's together a month. And I was in control of it all. All of it. Threw it all away. Why? Because righteousness matter. My ex-husband did something wrong. Forget what my daughter said he did. Everybody always want to go, well, what if she lied? You know she bad. She be doing that. Forget all that. My God showed me that this man did it. There was things that happened that let me go, nah, I'm a Gemini. I sat back and went, I'm watching this. I'm going to watch it play out. Because I see what you just did and I see what you just did. I'm watching. Mind you, she a little girl, but that man was trying to groom her towards something. I saw it with my own eyes. Real talk. So when I pressed charges, I lost everybody for that because they go, he's a good guy. No, got to do what's right. Screw him and his money. Screw my job because I ain't taking no doggone shot. Nah, you ain't implanting nothing in my body for no money. I was making 4 G's on my job alone. Nope, screw it. Real talk. And here's the good news. God, my dad came to live with me. And I took care of him up until the day he died. And guess how long Daddy lived with me before he died? 1,290 days exactly. Tell me I ain't that girl. I'm that girl. Real talk. How long have I been on this farm? 600 and as of the election, 666 days. How did I draw a painting about six? All this add up to 666, and I ain't do it. I didn't do it. I ain't that smart. Unless I'm a diabolical genius, then I'm gonna need you to say it. Or you can say that God is real. He is real, because I ain't that smart. I ain't that smart. And nothing I've said to you is anti-Bible. I've told you the true goodness of God. I ain't trying to hurt nobody. I'm not even trying to judge you. I'm letting you know that if you're the least of them, that's another thing he told me. I asked him, why did he choose me? He said, because you was the least of them. And I was. I was the least of them. I really was. Like, you come into the room, you know that I was, how do I explain what I was? I wasn't a girl that the guys wanted. Nah, because I talk too much and I'm a little hard. You get what I'm saying? I wasn't the girl that the other girls wanted to hang out with. Nah, I don't like makeup, but I'll hang out with you and let you do my makeup. But if you think I'm prettier than you gonna make me look ugly. That happened to me a lot. You get what I'm saying? And I'd accept it, whatever, because I was just going along to get along. But this is the time when the first will be last and the last will be first. And it hurt at first. I went, oh, so you saying I was the Leah? They're about to hurt again? He said I was the Leah of the group. I said, so that's what you're saying? I was the Leah? I'm grateful to be the Leah. I'm grateful to be the Leah. Because he know that I'm going to tell, even if you hate me. I'm going to tell. I'm going to do what God did miracles in my world. I'm talking about stuff where you heard me just tell you 1,290 days. I got to the farm on the 666th day being here. Donald Trump was inaugurated. We see the gold. All of these add up to 666. Like, I'm not lying to you. I did my best. I did my best. And I did it right by you. I did it right by him. I did it for him, but right by you. There we go. I did it for him, but right by you. So it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. Cause I live on a farm. I'm mortgage free. I still got the white Chariot. Don't get me started telling y'all stories about how I got that car out there. That's another supernatural situation. So I'm doing good. Everything's fine. It just blows my mind how far we've come and how much people could try to kill your reputation when you know you've given it all. I put it all on the line. Like, no, like a good, amazing football player. I went out there and I gave it my all. I gave it everything that I was worth to try to bring y'all this information. It's not a game. You go watch your silly YouTubers that are trying to give you gossip daily. I tried to give you the day to know when God is coming. He's coming. Prepare. Prepare, y'all. Food, water, warm, shelter. He said it's too late to move. Like, if he's telling you to move and you got a place to go, yeah. But I'm talking about for those that don't, like, God ain't said to you, go nowhere. He's been telling me, go in your house. Go in your house. And he said his grace is sufficient enough to make sure that randomly things will miss you. If it was supposed to miss you, because it might not be. You know how you really have felt about God over these years. There's places in the Bible where he said y'all wouldn't be in that city if y'all was his people. He said don't pray for them because they wouldn't even be there if they was my people. And I think that's Jeremiah 19. Look, I could barely remember. Y'all, I had a brain injury, so I have a hard time remembering stuff. But I'm telling y'all, I know this Bible back and forth. You telling me that's not supernatural? And I'm not saying it. I'm saying it so that I'll get the credibility for once that I'm not trying to swindle you. I'm literally putting it all on the line. I put it all on the line. I put it all on the line. So I want y'all to know I'm not telling y'all that wisdom stuff for y'all to be like, oh, that's wisdom. Nah, remember, if y'all go read the book of wisdom, God says she a trip. That iniquity comes from her bedroom, that he do love her because she really do love him, and she'll beat up somebody over saying anything bad about him. He do love her, but at the same point, he flat out says she a trip. She could be folly any minute if you know, like, so know that. So above, so opposite, below. That's the reason why Proverbs 9 has the below, above and below. Like, if I think about it, if I would have kept the money and didn't press charges on my husband, because and told my daughter, shh, don't tell nobody. Oh, he was just drinking, girl. No, no, no. And put it up under the rug for him and was like, oh, no, no, this didn't really happen. That next verse, let's read that next verse. The next verse about wisdom, which is becomes folly, that would have been my life. But I had to speak up. So they can people can hate me all day. I really don't care. I really don't care, because God has proven his supernatural integrity towards me. So I don't care. I don't care how y'all feel about me. You know, I pray that y'all feel that y'all realize. I was trying to say this in my last video. Christianity was created for people like us. If you're disciplined, you're a Muslim. If you're disciplined, you're an usher at a church, or if you have, or if you are an idolizer. Some people are idolizers, and they can do what they're told. I got ADHD. I can't do what I'm told. It's hard. Okay, there's people out there that don't have the follow muscle in their body. They can't. Like, it's easier for me to invent something than to follow your directions. You get what I'm saying? So Christianity was made for everybody else. Yeah, they got they pray 7 times a day. Think about how like facing a certain direction. Think about the I say this about the Muslims all the time. Think about the dedication in such a thing, or the Jehovah's Witness, because remember, the organization is bad, but the people might be good. You know what I mean? They may not know what they got them in on. You know what I mean? um so think, like, some people have that in them, but there's other of us, like me. I'm unshakable though. When it comes to God, I am on fire. There ain't no lukewarm here. Why? Because I took my time. Read every single part of it. I'm unshakable. A religion couldn't choose if I was going with God or not. A church building can't choose it because I'm unshakable. You get what I'm saying? But because my adversity builds character. Go read that. That's all Bible, y'all. I'm telling y'all, all Bible. So I just want y'all to know that like, so for those of us too that go, oh, they created Christianity to control the black man, and they lied, and they did this, and they, whoever they are, I'm telling you, that's the devil lying to you, because truth, without Jesus, your trifling butt ain't gonna make it. Mine either. So I'm telling you that. That's the truth. It's the truth. So, because Muhammad and you ain't about to, are you about to pray 7 times facing Mecca with your hair covered, and you never put on makeup and your earrings, and you got to walk around like, would you do it? If you a thug, no, you a thug. You done did some things. You done made some things shake. You about to do that? Well, you better fall on your knees and worship Christ then. Real talk. So I don't want to hear, I don't want to hear any of that. I don't want to hear about this new age tarot cards. Look how many people got tarot cards now. I don't do none of that. No sage, no tarot card readings. I believe I'm a Gemini, but I think that's a species. You know what I mean? I really think we were born, like, maybe God used that to characterize. But I don't go reading horoscopes. I don't worship it. That way I could change if I need to. But I do got the tendencies to be really smart, and I can't stop talking and all those types of things. You get what I'm saying? So I don't do no magic, none of those types of things. I just literally am walking unarmed, believing that if Jesus could hang out with the thugs, and if they could kill him off of a miscommunication, and he knew it was a miscommunication, and he went on ahead and died for it, yeah, that's my kind of dude. I'm with him. I'm with him. Because of him, there's a possibility for me. Without him, I would have never made it. Never would have made it. Never would have made it without you. I would have lost it all. About to cry again. Stop that crying. But now I see that you were there for me. And this ain't churchy either. This is a real person who had to have real. That's I want y'all to know that too. Ask God to do some real things in your life where you know that you know that you know that it's Him. Yeah, He did that. No, I'm unshakable because He showed up. He did everything but stood in my front room. I'm talking about He made the wind blow. He made the car note change. He bought the house. He did everything. Okay, that's important to know. But I was telling y'all about so above, so opposite below. I'm about to read y'all about wisdom. Okay, so this is Proverbs 9. But I want y'all to see how if I would have told my daughter, oh, what happens in this house stays in this house. We'll deal with it amongst ourselves. Yeah. Yeah. If I would have not, I thought I was pressing charges and my daughter would get counseling and Lo would get counseling because he kept telling everybody he loved me to death. You know what I mean? So I figured he wouldn't run if it's a lie. Dude ran. That let me know that's another thing. It's important to put the accusations on the table and the person's reaction to those accusations. Guilt always runs. Shame always run. Real talk. Every single time they run. Okay, so here we go. Let's read this. Wisdom has built her house. She has honed out her 7 pillars. She have killed her beast. She have mingled her wine. She hath also furnished her table. She hath sent forth her maidens. She crieth upon the highest place of the city. Whoever is simple, let him turn and hear. As for him that wanteth understanding, she say to him, come eat my food and my bread, and drink the wine which I have mingled. Forsake the foolishness, and live, and go in the way of understanding. He that reproveth of scorner, this is what happened to Sonya Massey, just so y'all know, because she rebuked the scorner. Let me tell y'all what happened. Here we go. Forsake this. Oh, wait. Verse 7. 7. This is what happened. Chapter 9, verse 7 is what happened to Sonya Massey. Okay. He that reproveth a scorner getteth to himself shame, and he that rebuketh a wicked man getteth himself a blot. Reprove not a scorner, lest he hate lest he hate thee. Rebuke a wise man, and he will love you. Give instruction to a wise man, and he will get wiser still. Teach a just man, and he will increase in his learning. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge, that's my girl Knowledge. I told y'all her name was in the book. And the knowledge of the Holy One, right? And she has been with your girl for day one. Like day one. She ain't never changed. She been right here. I thought there was going to be an army of people helping me do this, but it's really been like 7 people. You know what I mean? I see why Jesus only had his 12 boys, you know. But Jamila's one of my peeps, you know. Linda's one of my peeps. Miss Faithful, one of my peeps. Rose is definitely one of my peeps, you know. But out of all the people I knew, I was popular. Nobody else is there. So anyways, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the Holy One is understanding. For by me thy days shall be multiplied, and the years of thy life shall be increased. So this is a person who's telling you where to flee, where to run, how to survive this thing. Remember I told you that's who wisdom was, and I'm wisdom, and this stuff happened in real life. So let's keep going. If thou be wise, thou shalt not be wise for thyself. You've got to be wise for God. And I get him, because if I was smart, I would have done some, I would have been like, not smart, if it was about me and my happiness, right? I would have been like, oh, what most mothers say. I don't know many. I think I was the only person I know. I've met so many people whose fathers or stepfathers did these kind of things, and I'm the only one I know that actually press charges. Real talk. So that's what it means where it says, don't be wise for yourself, right? So it says, if thou be wise, thou shalt be wise for thyself. But if thou scornest, thou alone shalt bear it. I think I read that wrong. Hold on. Let me read that again, make sure I understand it. This is 9:12. For thou be wise, thou shalt be wise for thyself. So I said that wrong. But if thou scornest, thou alone shall bear it. I understand that. Because God, it's a long story, but there was another dream and God talking about being haunty. And earlier today, I kept apologizing for it because I do get like, ugh, sometimes, and I'm working on it. And I apologize when I do it right then. Okay. Um, I saw good night. Oh, I love you, fam. Good night. I'm sorry I'm taking so long, but you get you some rest, beautiful. That's one of my favorite. That's one of the people I run with. Oh my God, I can't believe I forgot Fam. Fam is like literally the treasurer, secretary, hand person, like the person that will come give you a hand. Please forgive me, my love. I was talking when I said those other people, it's because I speak to them on the phone daily. Me and you text. That's another thing. This woman helps me. Fam helps me, and we don't really even talk on the phone. Like got my whole life. Like she Jennifer Hudson me one day, via text message. Like y'all know when Carrie needed Jennifer Hudson in Sex in the City, Fam did that for me. So please forgive me, fam. I'm going off right now. You know what I mean? I was just thinking about the people I'm on the phone with every day and the people that's been here like from the beginning. But please forgive me. A foolish woman, there we go, look. A foolish woman is clamorous. She is simple and knoweth nothing. Like if I would have lied and did what the other mothers do, this would have been me, okay? For she sitteth at the door of her house on the highest seat in the high place of the city to call passers-by. Hey, hey, come here, come here, come here. Who go right on their way. They ain't wasn't paying you no attention. Now, mind you, I've done this on mistake too. And then that's why I ain't giving out my address for the apocalypse no more. God will have to bring you here. You will have to know how to get here. That's the only way I know you're going to get here. Because if I'm standing there going, come on, guys, it's a calamity coming, which I've done and messed up because then the devil came and go back the videos. He came and tried to make me a baby mama. It was crazy. So I learned my lessons. But let's keep going. I want y'all to know I ain't perfect, but this happened. Uh, for she sitteth at the door of her house on the seat in the high place of the city to call passengers who go right on their way. Whoso is simple, let them turn and hear. And for him that wanteth understanding, she saith to him, stolen water is sweet, and bread eaten in secret is pleasant. But he knoweth not that the dead are there, and that her guests are in the depths of hell. I'm telling y'all, from that moment that I spoke up for God and did the right thing for God, I literally was removed from hell. I mean, before then, I was living in hell, the depths of hell. Let us speak on the depths of hell, a place where evil dwell, where all is lost, and that is where you will go to pay the cost. The cost is a fine that you placed upon yourself when you tried to dog me with your simple wealth. You tried to be hard, you tried to be you, but you know that's not something you must ever do. You must not do you. This was the first poem I ever wrote when I was like 13 years old. I still remember it. So that's crazy. I didn't know the Bible back then. This was when I was bad, when I had a baby at 13 and I was living in the depths of hell. That's what it said. You should not be you. You're not taught to be you. You are taught to be me. If anybody you must be, it must be me. I'm a big bad bitch. I'll make you suffer. Every time you think about me, your life will grow tougher. Your family and friends, they all can tell that is one place you would not want to is the depths of hell. That was a poem that I wrote when I was younger. Like I became a poet. I went and won at Armstrong Atlantic College. I didn't even go to college. Like I just submitted my poem and won, all that kind of stuff. I'm saying that to say that was pre this. That was back when I was the woman of folly. That was when I was saying, hey, ain't nobody got to know. You so cute. Hey, well, I could. Right? Or, yeah, you could use my spot. Yeah, I'm be out kicking it all night. You can got, hey, yeah, you got let your friends come over. Y'all go ahead, chill. I'm about to go hang out. When I get back, we all gonna kick it. That was me. No, that was me. Hi. That was me. And it wasn't right. That was when I was a woman of folly. But when I took on righteousness, I'm saying this for the people that have done horrible things, that have, they know they have not been the best person. They know that they wanted power in the evil realm. Oh, yeah. Oh, please give me some tequila. Man, tequila used to be my drink. You don't get me wrong, I had a margarita recently, but I'm not that kind of person no more. But no, back in the day, I was shot, shot, shot. Give me the tequila all day long. And then I was pimping the whole club. And then we had an epic night because now the owner of the club is taking us all somewhere. Like we would, if people that know me, my real friends from back when I was little, or younger in my 20s, they would tell you, so many people would be like, man, we had an epic night last night, but we just did so much evil, like party, which is typical. The evil that I was doing back then is typical for this generation. No, it's typical. Right. Walking out in swimsuits. Have you noticed that all the girls going to the nightclubs in swimsuits now in February? Go look. Go look. Google it. Get an Instagram. Now they are literally forget. They done said forget the skimpy clothes. They done went out in swimsuits now. Am I lying? I'm telling the truth. I'm telling the truth. Yeah, that's what's going on out here. So I'm just saying. So even though I thought I was real bad back then, there's a lot of bad going on, even worse. And if there's no redemption for them people, right? Then what is all this for? Christ is the redemption. He is the one that will heal your weary soul. He is the one, even though you got a bad reputation, is the least of them, that nobody likes being around you. Whatever the case may be, God himself will still cradle you, give you the blessings, make you the queen of the... Somebody said hi to me earlier. That the girl who said hi to me earlier, me and her was in a pageant together. Yeah, we was in a pageant. I won. I Miss Grown and Sexy 2019. Miss Grown and Sexy 2019. You get what I'm saying? Like, you've done some things, you done messed up, you've been out there. I'm telling you right now, God himself will grab you up, dust you off. He really, y'all, I'm telling you, I won that pageant. I was already a godly woman by the time I got in that pageant. I got in that pageant because I worked for foster care and I wanted a opportunity to get the word out about foster care and my travel club. I wasn't expecting to win that doggone thing. I literally I was worried about getting more foster parents at a pageant. There's a whole bunch of women there. I know we need foster parents. They there. And I was more worried about people joining my travel team. I didn't think about winning that doggone thing, but God knew I needed to win that thing. No, real talk. It's the reason why I'm okay with being wisdom now. Once you win a pageant, everybody hated me. Like, I can't even explain it. Some people did some dirty stuff behind my back regarding to that pageant, and I was such a nice person to where, and I was oblivious. I didn't care about the things they cared about, so it was just so like whatever. But you gotta get in that kind of spotlight and be like, he did that as a test run to say, how you gonna deal with being wisdom? Are you gonna do what I say, or you gonna do what the folly say? You get what I'm saying? So I'm just letting y'all know, it ain't like I'm exalting myself. Wisdom's a trip, according to the Bible. Go read the book of wisdom in the Apocrypha. I'm her. My daughter read that book, and she flat out went, yeah, this is my mama. Like, Ma, that's scary. That's you. And I'm like, I ain't write it. That's scary. You right. I'll knock somebody out. I'll let you be super you. You can talk about all the sin you want to do. The Bible, not the Bible, the book of wisdom and the Apocrypha. She says she don't care what you talk about until you talk about hurting God. Then she want to beat you up. Then she want to fight. That's me in real life. Like, before I knew that book exists. That's true. You can talk about all the stuff you did, but as soon as you try to hurt God in front of me, we got problems. Right? So, why was I going there? I don't know. I just feel God saying it's important for them to realize that he could choose a wretch like you, that he could love you no matter how bad you are or good you are. Some of y'all think y'all good, but y'all ain't. You know what I mean? Like, and he about to be showing y'all the truth. It's about to come to pass. He's on his way. And I'm telling you, before I was telling y'all to buy a farm, plant a garden, get out the city. Now I'm telling you, duck and cover. Duck and cover. It's coming like that, golden age. It's coming like that. Duck and cover. And get right. Get your mind right about who you serve. And if you the worst of them, remember, God love you too. He knows what they did, how things were set up just to destroy you. But if you really on the inside of you love righteousness and want to do good, all like you want to do good all the time, like because you've done so much bad. It could be you've done so much bad to where you want to see what life with all good around you is like. Do it. And I watch you be saved. Watch love make you save. Watch forgiveness. Just cut people some slack and just literally, instead of knocking them out or selling drugs to make money, which I never sell drugs. So somebody put that in the comment. Out of all the thugging I've done, I ain't never sold drugs. Now, if you said I was out here hoeing, yeah, you might have got me. Or I put some dude up and was, pimped out. Yeah, you might have got me. But I've always been that kind of person that's had too much integrity to sell drugs. Always hated the drug dealer, was married to a drug dealer and left him because he was making money. Literally went to the pen for it's a long story. Was married, my first marriage, so like my first love. Y'all gotta understand this was real, but left his ass. Like, I don't want your drug money. I'm good. Yeah, you can't be killing the people in my community. You get what I'm saying? I was that type of bad person, where I was the one that know that you in the gang, but now it's time to protect the community. I'm on it. You get what I'm saying? So don't think that I was the drug dealer. No, because that takes a certain type of evil. You got to be willing to remember my dad was on drugs. You got to be willing to hurt whole families to be a drug dealer. So nope, that's one evil I've never done. But if you've done that evil, like maybe your intent was to feed your family, but it hurt you too that you were doing it. Guess what? God said he could save you too. Real talk. All you got to do is accept him in your heart. Say, God, right now, I don't know what's real in this world. But if you real, show me. And I promise you, I'll follow after you. I'll learn as much as I can before the day of atonement. Like here, because there's a lot of people that ain't sure about Jesus. I don't know. Jesus is the only way you gonna make it. But if you ain't sure if Jesus real and you think maybe it's a setup, then tell God himself, Yahweh. Tell him yourself, hey, I'm not sure. I love you and I know you real because I'm real. So I know you real. I know we could talk like this. I'm not sure if if Jesus is real. I'm not sure if you love me. I'm not sure if I got a place in your kingdom. But if I do, I want it. I would love to. And if you could teach me how, I'll rock with you. I'll go. And mean it. And watch. Watch. By next week you'll be saved. Real talk, you will have understand, like God will open up. He will do supernatural downloads to get you ready in time for the apocalypse. Mark my words, okay? So this is a super long video. I'm gonna let y'all go. I just wanted to give that call to let y'all know that God is coming, that a catastrophe is coming. The earth is about to spit out its dead. A catastrophe is coming. The earth is heating up on the inside and it's boiling out, you know? And so you need to get ready. Get ready. Look out for your old people, the people around you that's old. Men, take your position. These women gonna need you or more sign your Massey's about to happen. Oh, I heard you, Father. He said, no, not more sign your Massey's. When they do the program, they go look up the word program, Pogrom. When they do the program, what do? Uh, Kill the men, take the women and the children. Why take the women and the children? Catastrophes coming. Get them boobies making, rape them, get them pregnant so that we can have food because, all the crops have failed because the earth has burned up and from the inside out and we're, found a way to stay over. You get what I'm saying? They're trying to restart the earth. And last time they restarted the earth, oh, that's what I was going to show y'all about this. When we get to the real time, like go follow this, like take a screenshot picture of this, and then go read about each date. Okay, so this was God's first month, right? But this is what they said. So remember that when you look at this, it was God, but what they said. God, but what they said. God, but what they said. Okay, go look at that. Um, and go look at those months and with that story I told y'all and see what happened in those months, and you'll see it for yourself all the way up to here, the golden age, right? Wow. Because that's when they went into captivity, but they were supposed to get blessed. Remember what they said, what God said. Go look at between 3 and 5 what happened. At this point they end up going into captivity. Like that's when he hid his chosen people amongst the people. You get what I'm saying? So that's where those that say they are Jews but are not, but are actually synagogue of Satan, took the identity theft, and the real people of God got hidden and put into captivity, slavery. That's when they got put there. You get what I'm saying? So they got hidden at this time. So that's something else we know might happen during the golden age: slavery, captivity, a hiding wilderness of certain people. You get what I'm saying? So go look at that for yourself is what I want to say. Go look at that for yourself. Get a screenshot so that you could use it. I taught you how to use it, and you could go just calculate it for yourself and see the story of God of how they skipped the Sabbath because they didn't want to, they allowed some bad people to teach the kids some bad things. That's why Moses was told, I hear you, Father. That's why Moses was told to write a song and teach it to the children because they're about to change things. And Moses didn't do something right. That's why they call him the weeping prophet. He cries in heaven. Um, because he didn't do something right. He didn't get a chance to make it to the promised land. Um, he's in heaven though, but he didn't get a chance to make it to promised land, and he cries all the time. And it was because of what happened during this whole will moment. All right, I think I told y'all everything. Or maybe I just made myself look more crazy, but those that know, they know. God bless. Bye.